same duration of time is how elevation was so successful out there in Newark when he's out there in New Jersey. Because you got to go out there in the street, you got to teach. One of the brothers that's here, you know, and he ain't trying to 5%, but even though, you know, I go through the call him, you know, field magnetic because a mindset of the 85%, you know, uncivilized, poison, animal, enslaved, mental death and power, almost all of the world, which we know now, but either at the wrong direction, hard than the right. Now, that's not downing them, but at the same duration of time, he asked you a question. Let me ask you a question. Is it power on refinal, or is it just power? And I told him that the last time we have an event that's going to be at the Schaumburg on the 16th, okay? And I want to keep that on a consistent basis, where we have microphones and our brothers can ask questions and so forth, especially the youth. But the main thing I'm speaking with the brother about, I said, listen, when my brother said, you know, in regards to ABG, who he was speaking about, he was basically saying that he didn't understand, a lot of brothers didn't understand when brother said that Allah didn't give us no power. Now we understand the supreme mathematics power is our truth. When we start saying refinement, I try to tell a lot of brothers had knowledge of before they went to the penitentiary. So at the same duration of time is, you got to find your own truth. I mean, I was able to quote 120 backwards and forwards, but I was still out there in the street talking clean and living dirty. So when you got individuals, you got knowledge of stuff, when you buy yourself, you spend time by yourself, and you think to yourself collectively in your mind and say, how can I be conducive, not just to myself, but others? Because I told brothers, I said, when you really start examining where you at, you got to sit back and say, wait a minute, if I'm incarcerated, I'm considered a constituent in this geographical location. So these politicians in this area is making money off of me. So the head count ain't going to regardless of where I'm at. They let me know I was stagnating. You know, one time a brother told me one time, he said to the brother, he said to me, Captain, he said the prison don't have victory over the prison because those in charge take the same kind of approach, and as soon as they have a whole by themselves, they can take all that makes up a person. But we're not no geometrical figure. The whole is bigger than some of our parts. So if you got individuals, no matter where you at, I told brothers on a consistent basis, you got to teach, but you got to go out in the street. You could be confined somewhere and stagnated in one area, but if you around the youth, or if you around anyone in the sisters, you teach them. Because the bottom line to it, the 5% is the women and the children. If you master knowledge and wisdom, then you put yourself to God. I told a lot of brothers that at the same duration of time, I'm always around brothers on a consistent basis, because I told them, I said to this, I said, when the brother brought it to my attention, that was a brother that I knew that was home. I ain't seen a brother in like 27 years, right? The brother brought it to my attention and said that he had certain individuals that outreach suit. That's how I met this brother here, Philip Chung. Aside from all that, he was telling me in so many ways, he said, listen to this. He said, we have something, he saw you on Clark Hill in Schaumburg, that the same time called Art Bay, but everybody all over the world is all about Father 5% is concerned, Father Son Band is concerned, people from Russia, Japan, Switzerland. It was fortunate that it was held in Miami. So that was a point in regards to I knew that once that brother had traveled to that location, he had a chance to sit down there from the time of being around us. I told him, you know, 5% of you walk and talk with us. Not from no radio, not from no TV, not from watching no radio station. So my main thing, like I told brother before, the fact it's good when somebody says something, it's good to ask somebody if it's a little doubt. That's why I came here today, because the last rally, I know brothers were speaking about the Son of Man. When they started speaking about the Son of Man, that's why I told the brothers from before, I said, listen to me. I had no real connection to the Son of Man, but I started looking at the understanding of Universal Shamgar, as well as the G, and as well as our brother, our Prince, as well as AP. I said something had to be documented so the individual had some type of discrepancy about the understanding that lesson. If you have good memorization, remember something, but if you ain't got to understand what the law say, then that's what got everybody sitting down talking about they got a misunderstanding in regards to walking and talking and in regards to doing these mathematics. I heard the brother say, when it comes to the mathematics, you know, it's more than just add. You can do geometries and calculus. No, brother, we supposed to add. You know, it was brought to my understanding the fact that when the law will say if you want to know understanding that you read, look at what page it is. Take you to Supreme Mathematics. Before you read that page, you got to understand what that book is about. Let that be an exercise for you. And when you build an individual in the street, you got to see the youth. They got to see yourself in you, and you got to see yourself in them. That's where equality starts. So my whole thing, like I told brothers from before, the fact that here we have a function that's going to be at the Schaumburg again. But my main thing, like I told everybody before, I'm not trying to talk nobody to my understanding when I go through any kind of mathematics to do. I told them, for me, I started singing deep down inside looking for law as an Otisville tape. We said individually right in fact, he's gonna send him to jail. I said, man, send him to jail. But then I understand the science and everything I'm talking about plagiarism. You understand what I'm saying? In other words, I started looking at to the point, I've been saying, wait a minute, it's the same time they're talking about the sister that was over in Harvard, where they tried to fire her because she didn't have an understanding of what she was really teaching. I told brothers that it was very important for us to make our presence felt in the battleground, we say, the institutional higher learning. That's why we act in Schaumburg. So, I told brothers on a consistent basis that we gotta make our presence felt in regards to the inequality that we hear what's going on in our community. Once again, like I said before, on the 16th, when I came in, I wanted to see my brother Virtuous, I wanted to see my brother Understanding, because they doing great jobs. He got Region 11, I see what he's doing with the brothers, I see what Virtuous doing, Day of the Children, what's my brother at University. I see what he's doing with the Youth Council. But I want to say this also, brother, right? Is that the United Nations got a Youth Council down, I think, on 44th Street, right? The United Nations Youth Council, from individuals 11 years old to 24 years old. They just don't have a foundation because they all surround. Like, we don't understand when we say justice supposed to be the precondition of peace. So when you go there, it's a you control the national and the content of you and have support. Not just verbally, we talk about monetary also. We can do all that as a time. But I want to say that also that, it's very important. I want to say individuals what's going on the 16th, collective participation, that you can bring somebody. If you don't bring anybody, it's still on you. But my main thing is not to anybody. All we have to do is come together collectively, and then individuals see how we move it as an idea. Well, we're telling me, the law was the first time born. A lot of things agree with it. See, every time I sit back with a brother, I get a brother to say something, you ain't got to say that agree with him. Either you're going to accept it or reject it. But the same duration of time is, you got to show them, you got to come with your own name. Having said that, I want my brother to speak, but I know he's going to get ready to try. We got to get it, but I want brother John, because I can look into anybody who go downtown and say they're speaking to anybody about the school or any kind of nation business, they should come here. I don't need no meeting. I don't know what you're talking about. A person can talk about, and I was saying a lot of things I told brothers before, individuals talk about deeds and about property. And I told brothers before, a deed just ain't no paper, a deed is your action. If you try to leave yourself on me being done to the blind for 6,000 years, then the reality to it is, they telling you that, let's don't sit at the table, bring something to the table, let them know that you can show them who you are. So if I make it, I told brothers before, if anybody speaks about this, they should be able to come here and let the nation as a whole make their decision whether we're going to accept or reject whatever they're speaking about. I don't care what it is, we don't have no leader. I'm not no leader, ABG ain't no leader, everybody in here ain't no leader in this nation. The reality to it is, our mandate is the 16th degree. What we should all have in common is the 11th degree and 1 to 14, making sure that our word is born regardless of whom or what. Our word should be born regardless of whom or what. So having said that, I just want to take this moment, brother, can you come up here for a second?
Let's welcome this brother.
I'm a guest here, you know what I mean?
Welcome.
Thank you. I grew up around a bunch of 5%ers in Brooklyn, and what's your name? My name is Philip Shaw. Yeah. And I had the pleasure of meeting Father Supreme and ABG through a very good friend of mine, Prince, who goes way back with Father Supreme. But basically, what I asked Father Supreme is I happen to get connected to them to help tell their stories. Just through, I do documentation. I'm a creative director, designer, filmmaker. And so I started this process of kind of just documenting, just kind of getting some of the stories. Like, eventually I'd love to talk to some of the brothers and sisters here and just kind of help y'all spread the word of what the 5% Nation is, but also, more importantly, like, kind of control your narrative, you know what I mean? And I felt like, what better way than to partner with these brothers, and in doing so, I just happened to have participated in an art exhibit at Art Basel out in Miami. Now, this is a world renowned art sort of gathering, and it actually started in Basel, Switzerland. So, but they brought it to Miami, and it's not a very, it wasn't highly frequented by black artists. So when I went, they asked us to come up with some artwork that represented 50 years of hip hop. So with that, I said, you know what I felt was missing from this was I didn't see anything with the 5%, messaging in any of this 50 years of hip hop kind of thing. So I just created these posters with the lyrics that I thought impacted me. And so with that, I spoke to Father Supreme about it, and so I did this presentation out in Miami, and I thought it was enlightening to pretty much everybody that was there, because a lot of them just they weren't unfamiliar, and except for like a handful of people that came out in the Miami community who were from the 5% movement. So I just say all that to say thank you guys for letting me come in and talk this.
Thank you.
Also, I wanted to, and we got a brother that's incarcerated on death row, right? And he came up, I told the brother before, because he wanted to write for the Son of Man. And I was, again, we were going back and forth to lessons. He wanted a copy of the 120 and so forth. We were going back and forth for our brother to agree. So my main thing right now is the fact that I told him if you don't like what's being said, then the Son of Man starts your own. So he started cracking at him. And when he started cracking at him, I told him I was right on time, because I seen that actually when he was at the school, and he spit it out. And I told him, no, you ain't supposed to, but the reality to it, yes, you can. That's what happened in regards to dealing with Nagasaki, Hiroshima, the A-bomb, the atom bomb in Japan. But at the same duration of time, I just told him, I said, listen, if this is what you want to have the voice of the opinion of those in the interior cycle, the reality to on a consistent basis, I just told him that he could be that voice. But I said, the main thing when we start talking about drugs and alcohol within the Son of Man, there's many different issues we speak about, many different issues. But at the same duration of time, we get talking about it before, we go back and forth just on a consistent basis. And if we say we got 7.5 ounces of brain, and the devil got 6 ounces of brain, a lot of brothers be perplexed and some, yeah, we be talking about knocking high and getting high. But then when my brother brought to my attention, I thought about he right exact. If we're talking billions and billions of brain cells, and we still got 7.5 ounces of brain from getting high. Let's be real about this. So my main thing is I told the brother, I said, we're going to keep addressing that because a lot of our brothers in this nation and sisters have went home from, not taking care of themselves. So aside from all that, I told the brother, I said, we got to do on a consistent basis to address a lot of things, and when we speak to individuals out there in the street, speak to individuals in the family, I don't care if it's a job or where you at, you're going to have to show and prove. But the main thing I'm getting at is that if brothers don't like what's being said or done, you can start your own. As far as being grounded in the teachers is concerned, that's my main concern. When the brother put my name in here and said, Father Supreme Allah is going to be the distribution, I said, no, brother, wait a minute. Before you write anything, let me do an knowledge on it and make sure it's right and exact. But aside from all that, the brother has been, doing this, make sure he's right and exact. But he actually, like I said before, he got something that's called cracking atoms, that's in the interior cycle. He's the only 5% in the United States on death row. And he has September, he got a chance in regards to convicting him to the point of taking a sentence of life. Okay, you only got 7 appeals, he's on his 4th one, but it's looking good. I've been speaking to the attorney, and as a matter of fact, a couple of lawyers came up here before LRB had returned. We used to sit down in the school, and at the same duration of time, there's a couple of people that was there when they wanted to get on the tour to come here and see exactly who we were, what we represented as far as the 5% nation, to see if the environment was a condition that played a part of a person making a negative decision, which at that time it wasn't. So, having said that, I just wanted to make sure I highlight the brother in regard to his crack now. Having said that before, during traffic, people, good? Right. Having said that, my brothers and sisters, I want to say peace. Hey! Father Schomburg, okay?
Hey! Peace, God. Hey! God, divine principle, and thank you for showing today to your universal power. Of course. this being the first part of the year, I always do my best to encourage you to keep on keeping on, right? And not to worry about those that aren't here, right? Because I'm certain, my knowledge of God and earth is that they're always building no matter where they're at. So just because you don't see them here, don't mean that they're not building. We would like to build these cities. We would like to be like back in the day, but just as my bill today is the progress of the nation, right? And that's my bill today, our progress as a nation. You know, I can remember something that impressed me on the oldest bill tape of a law, as anybody has ever had the chance to hear it, where the law said that he wanted us to make this country strong. And I think about that ever since the early 70s when I heard that, about how are we supposed to make this country strong. Growing up and living truth and living mathematics and reaching the degree of God consciousness. I know full well that the only way to make you strong is to feed you the right food. The right food. Some say the right food is information. But I'm here to tell you today that information is not necessarily knowledge. Information can come in many forms. Some you read, some you do, some you're told. But that's not making it right. There's a lot of misinformation today. Misinformation does not necessarily have to be intentional. But disinformation is. And right now, you have forces that are controlling the narrative of what you hear, what you see, what you listen to. A narrative is a story. Your story is being, I don't know if the word is kidnapped or undermined or minimized. You know, either way, our intellectual property is up for grabs. You have more people on social media that are telling people who you are, what you're about, ain't never stepped foot in this parliament. Ain't never talked to me. I've been here 51 years, man. I don't know who you are. But you have a lot of pseudo scientists, a lot of authors, a lot of people, man, that have a voice. They have a platform. They have their idea about where you should go. Just like those men that are running the world, more or less. You know, have now what we call a great reset. What they plan to do with this country. Give it an entirely different look. Where your money's going to be digitized. They're going to take away gas